essay a week. I'll just tell you the guidelines how to, but this is your schedule for a week. 2 optional answers daily, 1 GS answers daily that you see, it's not your discretion. GS answers what we say how to write. Then 2 case studies. Then see the section A questions you can write after my discussion in the class. In the 5 theory class, I will not say theory, in the 5 section A class, means the class which will take especially related with the concepts, I will explain to you all the section A answers. I will give you an idea all what has to be written in the section A of ethics paper. Then after that you can write those answers and keep. That time you can write those after listening to and after giving you the study material. I will give you basic study material also. So you need to have, to answer section A, you need to have some base material. For answering section A, you need to have some base material because you need to have a concept. Then you can write good answer. So this is regarding section A and section B of ethics. Now try to understand. Yesterday I told you in GS 1, 2 and 3 there are repeated areas are there. Similarly, in relation to ethics paper, there are a lot of repeated areas are there that you will understand. One I told you regarding women areas are there. Then see in ethics, what all area you need to be study is there in your GS 1 to 3. For example, disaster management. I told you disaster management, environment. See, in environment there is a topic what is called as environmental impact assessment. You may or you may not get a question in GS 3, but you can mention this in your ethics answer, because you are showing that you are having a concern to the environment. You are not only having concern to the people, because environment is also very important for the people's welfare or for the entire development of the country. Now what is this environmental impact assessment? This concept your environment teacher will explain to you what you mean by So in any of your answer, if there is any environmental related problem is there, question is there, the strategy you have to adopt to that question is that you have to mention this angle also, that you as a person who is in charge will ensure that before proceeding with it, you need to say that I will conduct an environmental impact assessment. What is done in the environmental impact assessment will be taught in your environment class. Then there is another aspect to this there, what is called as social impact assessment. These terms are very important. Not only term, the concept. Social impact. So your basic goal is, after not only problem solving, that is a very vital role because India is a diverse country with a lot of problems. So at the same time, we have to develop, the entire nation have to develop. You need to have a lot of development strategies. So development angle also you have to mention. How can you ensure development? So that development has to be, this term is very important, inclusive development. Development has to be inclusive, means everyone have to benefit from the development. Now what is happening in India? The development is not inclusive. That's why the government have come with this concept. In their syllabus it is there, what is called as inclusive growth. But actually I will use the word inclusive development, that's better. Okay, so for those things, social impact assessment is very much required. Social impact assessment and other concepts are very, so all the concepts is there. GS 1, 2, 3, so vast, you can pick those things. Then you will see another new threat which is coming, looming large is, I told you, cyber security related threat. Now will not be so that you will be studying in your science this security part. Okay, so bring that cyber security angle also. So you just have, see, it's not showing that you are a person you know everything in detail. No, you know that these are the threats or the challenges faced by the people in India, and you know how to deal with it. You have solutions to it, so that once you know it now, you can ask some person. Suppose you are a district collector, you know that there is a cyber security related problem is there. What you can do? You can hire an expert, or you can bring this this ethical hacking team or people to your team to assist you into solve this problem. But how can you take him without knowing that there is a problem? So if you know a problem, it's not required that you need to know everything. You need to know the problem, and you should have that capacity to solve that problem. Recruit the right person or bring the right person to the team, you can solve the problem. But this also, this dimension, so disaster management, security, especially cyber security angle, or in other angle also, this security related problem, environmental angle, bring this environmental impact assessment issue. Then when it goes to GS2, social justice, you will study in detail education, health, because education and health is very, very important. Education and health is very, very important. So you need to show the significance. Then in GS2 there are a lot of welfare schemes are there. That's very, very important. Welfare schemes are there. And again, the problem facing India is corruption, especially corruption when especially in related to the welfare schemes. You know that government has having lot of welfare schemes are there, but it is not reaching the desired sections of the society. Now what will you do? Government is taking, see, be aware of all the government new initiatives. One of that is direct benefit transfer to solve this problem. So at least in one of your answer, if there is not even a question, direct benefit transfer concept has to be brought to your ethics answer. That's because you as a person, you are also, by having all these qualities, you are also telling that I am aware of what steps, because you are working with the government. So you need to know what the government is doing. So this new government have taken lot of steps to prevent corruption. This DBT, JAM Trinity, so many concepts are there. We will be discussing all these things in economy. Bring it here. Then other political related issue or IR related. Now IR related questions also they have asked. IR related question also have been asked in your ethics paper. Take question number in 2015, question number 7. Read that. It's there in the syllabus. At the international level, bilateral relations between most nations are governed on the policy of promoting one's own national interest without any regard for the interest of other nations. This leads to conflicts and tension between the nations. How can ethical consideration help resolve such tensions? Discuss with, see, ethical consideration, I will explain you what is the concept. Discuss with examples. Where you will get the examples? You will get example when you study IR. We will study IR. So all the knowledge of GS 1, 2 and 3 will be used. So take this in, because knowing UPSC very well. So always take some examples. So this is your smart preparation. Your smart preparation for ethics is when you study IR. When I explain to you all the ethical aspects of all the area, take the example. Again, they have asked a question, what is environmental ethics? Give example. Then you have to take an example of environment. Take the example mainly from India itself. That too recent examples. Take always. So now I had seen that now what generally main students will do. They will take some standard examples. But your examples will be different because you are taking only recent examples. So you are conveying two things. One, you are aware of recent things. Second, you have a solution to this problem. So examiner will get much more impressed with your answer. So that's very important. So whenever you study GS1, GS2 and GS3, you need to plan that. So always keep in mind, see, I told you, in your examination hall, you will not have time to think about which example. Now I will think about an example. No time at all. Set your example. So when you study IR, if suppose there is a IR related topic on India-Iran is there. Now or this India-US is there, or India-Nepal is there. Now there is a India-Nepal bilateral relation is there. What is the ethical dimension? Think about the ethical dimension also. Whether India's stand is correct, or whether, see in bilateral relation what happens? There, see, two countries, if they are not in equal power, India and US are not equal. India and Nepal are not equal. So what generally happens to unequal power deal in a relationship? The powerful person will dominate. That happens everywhere. Yes or no? In a relation, the dominant person dominates. His will prevail. So is it ethical? No. Now think about a dominant player, a powerful player behaving ethically. That's different. He will get respect. He will get appreciation in the international community. I'm talking from international angle. So every angle you think in this way. Ethical is nothing but whether he is doing correct. So now if Indian government is doing anything wrong to the Nepal government, you as an Indian citizen, what you will do? You will always support the Indian government. No, that's not ethical. If you have, you should see. Don't write in the answer. What I'm trying to say is that if anybody, whether it is your brother or your sister or your father or your anyone, any close friend, if he see doing wrong, you should have the courage to say that what you are doing is wrong. Ensure, so you at least, if you cannot scold him, at least make him understand what you are doing is wrong and I don't support it. Don't expect my support because what you are doing is wrong. I will not be there with you. So this stand you should have, because this is a good quality is required from you. Only then that will be reflected. Only then it will be reflected in your answers. So I'm just briefing again regarding this ethics discussion. Number one, the content, the majority of the content you will get from GS 1, 2 and 3. Now content you will get it, but you can't prepare at the end. When you study GS 1, 2 and 3, along with that, you think how I can use it for my ethics answer, both for section A and section B. For that you need to have an idea about the pattern of UPSC question 2013, 14 and 15, and the pattern is almost similar. There is no drastic change. It means that in 2016 also it will be like that. Then, so after knowing it, so you get the content, you are getting the content, you are brainstorming it and try to bring those answers. So when I ask you to write case studies, bring the recent examples. These, even though it is a previous year question, try to bring the recent knowledge what you have acquired. So that will help you. So the content you are taking from there and suiting it to the question what is. So that will, it requires again, give maximum time to write case studies. If you are taking 1 hour or 2 hours for your first case studies answer, don't think that I am wasting your time. Case studies marks are high. Case studies, how many marks are there for case studies? Half of the marks. Half of the marks are from case studies. Out of 250, it is like this, 120 to 130. The last 3 years, this is the range. So if, and there is only 6 questions. It can be either 20 marker or 25 marker. In that scenario, for the first timer who are writing ethics case study, practicing it, it will take lot of time, I'm telling you. Don't write 15 minutes ethics answer and submit to me. It will be I will get irritated. So don't do it. First, give your effort. Give your effort. Take your time, and I will tell you the rules to write a case study that I will just discuss after this briefing this thing. I'll just take one case study and I'll tell you what all things have to be followed when you write a case study. Okay, then after that, see the pattern of questions in 13, 14 and 15. If you see the pattern, one thing you can see in common. There are two minimum, there will be 2 court questions will be there. See the question number 2 of 2015. Have you seen that quotation question? Given are 2 quotations of moral thinkers or philosophers. For each of these, bring out what it means to you in the present context. See, this area is repeated. This type of questions is repeated in 13, 14 and 15. Now the catchword is present context. Now see the syllabus. 5th topic in the syllabus, read the 5th topic. contribution of moral thinkers and philosophers from India and the world. Don't study any Indian philosopher or world philosopher. They will not ask anything related with it. They are not asking any theory question. From that part only this question is come. What they will do? They will take the important quotes of these moral philosophers from India and the world. And what the question they are asking from this section? That's very key. They will take their quotes, but what it is saying is that what it means to you in the present context. That underline that word present context. You have to write that thing only. See, first understand the meaning. Two things are there. See, the quotation question, in quotation question, minimum 2 questions will come. In 1 year they are asked 3 questions also. So minimum 2 quotation question will be there. Thank you. Minimum 2 quotation question will be there. So it means that 20 marks will come from quotation question. Now in the quotation question, what is important is understand the quotation, because then only you will understand what it means to you. But what it means to you, how will you write? You have to write in the present context. Now when you write the present context, you need to understand what is happening in around you present. You can bring the present examples. In the quotations, which you have to write in 150 words, you can illustrate or you can justify these statements with some examples. What is happening in here? For example, you can take the case of this cow vigilant issue. You can take the examples of temple entry. You can take the case of any bilateral issue. You can take the case of any environmental issue. What I had said, ensure that what all you have read will be written in some answers. You have the discretion. See, you have the discretion. You have the discretion to write. See, we will discuss regarding this. I will give you the answer. What I am trying to say is, you can, if you understand the quote and you say it with the present context, but again, this quotation question is checking your personality. Try to understand rule for this quotation question is that try to understand the statement or quotation. Try to bring some present day example. 3, give your some suggestion and end that quotation means the answers has to be ended with a good conclusion. Your opinion. By giving an example, you have to give that opinion should be related with that quotation. And end in a positive note, optimistic note, your suggestions. This you have to practice in quotation questions. So you have around 7 quotation questions are there. So that I will deal it separately, though that's not the work which I had given you, but I am just making you understand the pattern of ethics paper. Okay, so now once you go through this 2013, 14 and 15 ethics paper now you have seen the question. Now you want answers for it. These answers you will start getting from tomorrow's sessions. Because now you are not sitting only for a particular, tomorrow I think it is international relation question. You are not sitting only for IR question, whether this question will come or not. No, you are sitting whether I can use this content for my essay, whether I can use this content, I'll discuss regarding essay also, whether I can use this content for my ethics. So you are not losing anything. And again you are reading that material with the same point. Because you have seen the question, then you will think, okay, this case I am going to write in that question. And you write it and keep. For those students who are writing next year also, practice it now onwards. Because then next year it will become very easy for you. Those who are writing this year also start now itself. You have time considered, but try to do it. Okay, this is one pattern of the question. Then other I'll discuss. But just then UPSC different types of question. Then they are asking concepts. Just basic simple question. Differentiate between law and ethics like that, or what is meant by environmental ethics. That I'll take all these things. I'll be discussing when I'll take that section A 5 classes. You'll get answer to all these questions. So don't worry. See, don't get panic by seeing these terms and meaning. Just be patient. That's very important, especially in ethics. Be patient. I will teach you and I will teach you how to answer these questions, and I will tell you also how this current affair can be brought to your section A and section B. Section B you can't give example, but I will explain to you. So my GS classes will be not only for, since I am dealing the economy section and ethics and essay, parallelly I will tell you, I know that what all classes has been happening in GS 1, 2, 3. I'll tell you, take that content in this class, in this ethics answer or in this essay, so that you note down and start writing it. That will make a very big difference in your marks. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, so this is about just, I hope that you have a brief idea about the ethics paper. Ethics paper will have two sections, section A and section B. Section B is case study. Case study requires lot of time, because case study, there are only 6 case study. I had given you assignment, start writing weekly 2 case studies. Okay, and if possible, after a few classes, read those who are writing mains. Those who are writing mains, you have 7 quotations. Not for the new students who are writing mains. Those who are writing this year mains, you have 7 quotations. Read those 7 quotations, and as you have time, write it. Take the examples what you are going to learn, from tomorrow onwards, especially from GS 1, 2 and 3, and submit it. I'll give you feedback also. I'll take classes also, but you can do it parallelly. Then other area will go by classes. So this is regarding just an idea about your ethics paper. Just there is a small correction. They are taken, just write down that first question 1A. What is meant by environment? That what they are written, what is. Just correct it, what is. And in the 5th question, 5B, in 5B, write this, is it possible to balance the 2 TWO? After that it is not TOO, it is only TO. Just cut 1 O. Okay, just today, this is very essential. Today itself, go through this 3-year ethics question paper, section A and section B. Don't panic, don't worry, but have an idea what this paper is all about. So just by having this, and now you are hungry. Not for food, you are hungry because you are aware of it. You have seen 18 case studies, because that's the strategy. Strategy means you want, and see, normally UPSC aspirants, or when they write mains, they don't know what UPSC. They are just simply going and writing mains. When I'm telling from my last 3 also, there was a lot of limitation in the last 3 year mains. That limitation is not here this time. We are very well clear after 1 week, just 1 week only passed after prelims. We are very clear what you are going to do in the next 110 days. How in this 110 days will be effectively utilized. That's why I'm telling you, time is very important. We don't have time. Don't give your time to anyone. You give money, but don't give time. Okay, because money you can get it in future also. Okay, so keep this in mind. This is what we are planning to do for your ethics. As time progresses, you will be writing a very good answer. If that permits, you will get very good marks. You will get in the sense that you will get around 50. We will ensure that if this project, what we are planning to do, if you can execute it, you will get a minimum 125 marks, or on that range. You will able to get 125 marks, provided you know UPSC, you bring all these ingredients to the ethics paper, start writing it. See, I am telling those students who are writing answers from now onwards, for them only I can assure marks. Those who are not writing and not working hard, I can't do anything. That's your mistake, it's not my mistake. I will give you correct guidance, will give you correct feedback. What has to be written will be done in this ethics paper related. So don't worry about ethics paper, it is very easy. Only thing is that you need to spend time for writing answer. Before writing answer, understand the 3 years question paper of ethics especially. So read it again and again, then there will be no problem. I'll just give you an example. When those who are going to write this case study, take this 2015 case study, question number 4. Now why I have chosen this is because it is related with disaster management. It is related with, this question is related with disaster management. Okay, now I already told you disaster management content. See, this paper is not about disaster management. Ultimately, it is checking your personality, your all the skills which I have discussed, your leadership skill, your integrity, your problem solving skill, all those what is UPSC, that has been tested, that you have to express it. But you need to know how knowledge, na. You need to have basic idea, na. If landslide happened or if earthquake happened, what has to be done, basic steps. That you will study in your disaster management class. The teacher will explain to you what are the steps in a common disaster. When a disaster happens, what will that you the faculty will be dealt with. I will deal with how you have to approach these questions. Now in this question, in case studies, rule is use your pen and underline the keywords, because you have to address all the keywords what have been asked in the question. So if you are underlining it, it will be noted down. So here it is mentioning the first keyword is disaster prone state. It is a case study. Now what, it's a problem, right? Case study, what is the basic aim of case study? They are going to check your problem solving approach. Now a problem arises. What is so just have an idea, the background. The background is, the situation is, so try to understand the background. It is a disaster prone state. It is clearly mentioned. Now you don't want to question. UPSC says that it is there is a state which is disaster prone. Is Kerala a disaster prone state? No. But there are certain states which are disaster prone. So it is talking about a disaster prone state having, now they are explaining what are those disasters. They are landslides, forest fire, cloudbursts, flash floods and earthquakes, etc. Some of these are seasonal and often unpredictable. Which are the key words here? Seasonal and unpredictable. Seasonal and unpredictable. So for seasonal things, you know that, okay, in every monsoon time there will be floods. You can be prepared. But what is unpredictable? Earthquake. Is it predictable? No, anytime can be. So but you are aware that this state is earthquake prone state. But can you do it? Can you take any steps for it? Yes or no? Yes, you can take steps. So that is so you need to see this. Our actions has to be solution for these for the seasonal and often then the magnitude of the disaster is always unanticipated. During one of the seasons, a cloudburst caused devastating floods and landslides leading to high casualties. Underline that, high casualties. There was major damage to infrastructure like roads, bridges and power generating units. This led to more than 1 lakh pilgrims, tourists and other locals trapped across different routes and locations. The people trapped in your area of responsibility include senior citizen, underline that, senior citizen, patients in hospital, women and children, hikers, tourists, ruling parties, regional president along with his family, additional chief secretary of the neighboring state and prisoners in jail. As a civil services officer, it's clearly mentioning who are you. As a civil service officer of the state, what would be the order in which you would rescue these people and why? Give justifications. You need to give justification. Now the issue is, now try to understand, in disaster management, rescue is a very important stage. Okay, rescue is a very important stage. Now you need to understand what type of disaster have happened. It cloudburst. Because of cloudburst, what has happened? Floods and landslides have happened. Floods and landslides have happened. Around 1 lakh people have been affected. What will be you are a civil officer, what priority? You need to, evacuation has to be done. How you will see, again, this is very important for a civil servant, okay. Since you have been given power as an officer, you have the discretion. You have the discretion to do what? Good. See, that's it. I told you, it's a spot decision you have to take. Now I told you already, when a problem is there, now can you think that, oh, to whom I will take? President is here, Chief Secretary is here, this people is here. Now let me wait for 30 minutes and then it will come a decision. It's gone, everything. Everything is gone. You have to take a spot decision. So what priority you will give? What priority you will be giving here? Will you give priority to the, see, actually you have to do a justice also. You have to see what is your primary aim. Primary aim is to evacuate and rescue everyone. Keep this in mind. Nobody should be left out. That is your agenda. That is your thinking. Your thinking is not to rescue the ruling party president or the chief secretary. Your strategy is to rescue the entire people affected by it. So now what strategy you will do? You need to use your leadership quality. I told you, it's not Superman. You are not a Superman. Your team is required. Now practically you will have a team. Then since it is a disaster already, you will study. When a disaster happens, there will be disaster response force will be there. So that I will not deal with, that you will be knowing it. So you need to you have to bring them. You have to coordinate them. See, you are a civil officer, you have to do lot of things. Okay, then who are now think about who are the stakeholders. Keep always this in mind. Who are the stakeholders in this event? Who all people? See, first of all, there are 1 lakh casualties. That means people are there. You have to rescue them. Who are the people involved to rescue this? See, recently one incident has happened in Dubai when a flight landed. A major risk have been averted. Now only one person died. Who are that person? It's not the people who are flying. So it's a disaster. So they have taken lot of steps. The pilots have been involved. The crew in the flight was there. Then the fire force have come. So many people have come. So in this situation, first of all, this disaster response force will be there. But my question is, can they come on time? Will they be available at that time? You're getting the point. Then who are the people first hand in your? It will be the civilian police, fire force of that state, disaster prone state. And if this since it is a disaster prone state, there will be State Disaster Management Authority will be there. That's NDMA Act. Study it very thoroughly. National Disaster Management Act says that there has to be district disaster management authority, state disaster management authority, then national. So don't wait for the national people to think in that way also. But as time progresses, these people will also come. Take steps. Show your leadership quality. Sometimes you have to beg how to that, please come. You cannot order them because you will be dealing with different department. You are not his boss. So you need to ensure that all the people comes and do those steps. So what you have to do is that first you prioritize who have to be rescued first, whose life is threatened. You have to rescue. Agenda is to rescue everyone, but first people if you have not evacuated them in the first, they will die. Who are that people? It's there mentioned in that. Patients in hospitals, senior citizens. Then, so women and children, because children, they can't swim, they can't. So you need to justify your reasons why you are going to rescue them first, because if they have not been, maybe the helicopters might have come. Only few helicopters will be there, 1 or 2 will be there. First, take them, the patients in hospital. Then other people you can make sure that, take them to another hospital. So think in that way. I'm just giving you an idea. See, I'm not going to write mains. You are going to write mains. You need to think in that way, in general, and always the solution is ensure that nobody means in any problem, when you are entering to the problem, when you are coming to solve the problem, your aim is that means every life is important. Every life is important. You have to save the entire people. But even at the risk of your own life, Even at your life's own risk, you need to go there and finish the task and come back. So this, by mentioning these answers, by using these steps, the evaluator who have corrected this case study 20 mark question will come to a conclusion. Arey yaar, what type of person is he? I will give him 14 marks because he has to be there in the service. And the other person, student, have not come to that way. This fellow, he is going to do this, I will give him only 8 marks. This is the difference. See, this is try to understand the mindset of an evaluator. You also try to say, you don't need to understand the mindset of an evaluator. You write the answer as per the demand. You are not doing any favor. You are doing your duty. You are doing your duty. You are an officer. It is your responsibility or it is your duty to rescue the people. So don't think that I have done a great thing. You have not done any. If somebody appreciates you and the state government given you award, that's a different thing. But don't work for it. Don't do it for it. Then I had seen that the media will come, take a photo. Officer rescuing people, taking a photo. This is another people, because they want to show to the world. You are doing, see, that's not a good, see, it means that what you have done till now was not by you are just showing to the world that I am doing something. Don't do that. If your work is sincere, see, I just want to say about so many people. Have you heard about personality like Kailash Satya, the person who got Nobel Prize? Before he got Nobel Prize, did you hear his name anywhere? I have not heard. See, that should be like, the people should be like that. People will get only appreciate. The world knows when they are, similarly then so many awards are being given. When you hear only that person after that person got that award. They are the sincere people. They have not worked for their goal. They worked for their, not for selfish goal. Their goal was selfless, for the nation, for the community they were working for. This person was working for the children. So I want you to bring that person to the ethics answer. Because in the syllabus says that, because he's in current affair also. He is in current affair, and I will discuss in the ethics paper. He has started a new movement to prevent child labor. Okay, so he is, after getting Nobel Prize also, he is not, his area is ensure that educating children, eradicate child labor. That's very important. So it's not required that you need to be a civil servant to do good things. People like, there are so many people are there. We don't know, we are not aware of it, because they work not for publicity. They work for their satisfaction, mental satisfaction. They feel that they are doing something. So like that you need to answer. I'm just giving you, I told you, I'm not going to write, I'm not prepared also. I just gone through it and just giving you an idea. This is what is required. This is what is required for UPSC. This way you have to think and prepare. That's what I'm telling you. For you to think in that way, for you to answer in this, as per the UPSC demand, it requires time. It requires, you need to sit in your chair, think for some time. It may take half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour, no problem. It will help you in December when you write mains. So don't see, that's this is productive work. Don't think that I will read. No point, only reading. After reading, for a certain period of time, use that, what all you have read, can you bring it to your essay or ethics or in any GS answer? That makes a real, I'm telling you, from the last 3 years main section, I'm telling this is what we lagged. If you are going to see, content is there, strategy is there, if you can execute it, sit at your home and start writing, and if you get feedback, I'll surely give you feedback, don't worry about that, then your answers will be extraordinary. UPSC have to give you marks, no doubt regarding that. Okay, so this, just have an idea regarding this ethics, where you will get the content, what you have to do, what is the UPSC pattern, how will you write an answer, what is the quality, what is the standard required in this paper, and how much you can score is different. Because here, unlike in GS 1, 2, 3, there may be some question which you are completely unaware of. In ethics question, that will not be there. all you will be knowing, you can answer it also, provided you start doing it, and you will get good marks also. Okay, and just I'll give you a brief idea about essay also. Same strategy you can do it for essay also. But just have an idea, those who have not written means, just understand the UPSC demand. This is what UPSC says about essay. UPSC says that examiner will pay special attention to the candidate's grasp of his or her material. So your grasp of your own material, then another word, its relevance, it has to be relevant. What you are going to write has to be relevant to the subject chosen and to his or her ability to think constructively. Think constructively, that's very, very, very important. Means for every problem there is a solution, and that solution is not means that solution is long term, it is constructive. So you need to always see, you can't say that okay, there is a essay on corruption, you are writing like this. In India, it's very difficult to wipe out corruption. It's not a concept. What will you say? Is it's possible, it's difficult, but it's possible to wipe out corruption from India, provided these steps have been taken. Do you know that steps? Mention it. So think in that way, and to present his or ideas concisely, logically and effectively. So these are the terms UPSC mentioned. So keep this in mind. How many essays you have to write? You have to write 2 essays. From 2014 onwards, in 13 there was only 1 essay. But 14 onwards, there are 2 essays, section A and section B. So 125 marks question each. But lucky for you, there is a choice. In essay, there is a choice. Choice in the sense that from the 4 topics, you have to write only 1. From both the section, 4 topics will be given, 1 you have to write. Here only I told you, when you read newspaper editorial, especially the big editorial, any editorial which is I have written important, just have an idea. How, see, not only for content, how that person have started that editorial and how he has ended. All these qualities will be there. See, he might not be using constructive criticism, he might be sometimes will be highly critic. Remove that, you can write in a constructive, but you can see that his grasp of his or material, how he has presented, whether it is concise, it is logical and it is effective. For that, what is required is that again the word limit have been given. You have to write in 1000 to 1200 words. So I will always suggest, see, essay can be written in different format. Students write different way. Okay, some people start with some codes and start writing. Some people will draw a figure. So I told you, if 10 of you have written, if you are going to write mains, 10 will write 10 different way, and all of you get good marks also. So it is your style, and see, it is not that because you have used figures, it is not because you have used quotes, it is because you have followed these demands of the UPSC. If you are getting good marks, it is because you can do anything. There is nothing wrong in it. But first, what all things you are writing or drawing or mentioning has to be relevant to the topic chosen. If it is not relevant, then it's waste. The quote you have done, that figure you have drawn, it is not relevant, there is no point. So it has to be, so the core thing is that the topic has to be relevant. I think time is getting down. We will have one more session on, while I'll taking in some other classes, I'll discuss in detail regarding essay, but just have an idea, okay, practice it. Now what you need to do, strategy I will discuss some other time. What you need to do is, I told you to write 1 essay. I asked you to write 1 essay. Again, what you can do, see, if you see the questions, there are current affair related questions, topics are there, or general questions are there, philosophical statements are there. Then general questions are there. See different. See for example, take this question, section B. Technology cannot replace manpower. Technology cannot replace manpower. Now, if you are going to write this essay, I am just giving an example. Now, how many topics are there? It's only about technology? No. See, essay will have minimum two major dimensions. One is technology, other is manpower. Now, if you are going to write essay on this, for technology, you will get a lot of what all technology is there. And for example, you take robotics, you take space, you take anything, all the technology things, and see that whether the technology will replace. So think about what man can do. See, question is about manpower. Mainly it is about manpower. What is saying that technology cannot replace manpower when the statement says which is the most core topic. It is manpower only. Now you can take both the stand. So you can say that in some area, see you can explain. Now it means give importance to how will you start this topic. You can start in different way. Give the significance of manpower, what man have done from ancient time, from time immemorial till now, before technology. See, there was a period without technology. There is a movie have released, Mohenjo-daro. Okay, so from that time onwards till now, what man have done. Now also what man is doing. So actually it's always good if you can write essay in a sequential manner. See, it's not always same. See, this is only one angle. See, you can write essay in different way. I'm telling one style. One style is that you can chronologically you can explain things. So in this question you can explain in that way from earlier period. What man have done, because you have studied so many things. Think about it. What man have done from the earlier period. Then how this as time progresses, in ancient time how things was moving, in the medieval time, then how industrial revolution has affected, and then the limitations of technology, then in the present context talk about robotics, artificial intelligence. It's a current affair question. Actually this is a current affair question. It was there in GS3 also. So what I am trying to say is that think in that way. One dimension is you can follow a chronology, the time events, or you can go with events also. You cannot follow in all the essays. In some essays you can do it. So you need to understand then what all technology have helped in supporting manpower. What you can say like this: technology can support manpower. For example, green revolution. See, these things have to come. Green revolution is also technology. Yes or no? Yes or no? What green revolution has done? It has mixed high yielding variety seeds. It has brought irrigation or fertilizer. It has resulted in, it supported, say earlier what man used to do, how man used to, see that's only, see think about all the dimension, open your mind. In essay you have to open your mind and bring all those points, note down and then structure it, okay, and then structure it. So those who have not written essay till now, there are people who have written essay, those are people who have not written essay. Those who have written essay, for people who have written mains last year or in 2 times, for them you don't have any problem, you can follow the word limit. But people who are going to write essay for the first time, start with small essays. That is half of the essay size, means 500 to 600 words. I will always suggest to write essay in paragraph form. That will be better. paragraph form, and always keep a unique follow a same number of words in para. If you can learn it, that will be better, that will be impressive, it looks good. It like, see this wording like concise, you can do that. It should be precise also. You can bring all so many points. If it is in paragraph form, each para you can bring different dimension or each dimensions to the question. You can chronologically follow it. You can logically explain, connect it, and effectively you can conclude it also. So it's always better to follow paragraph form. So you think about the word limit which you can follow. See, it's only my suggestions. You can write in your own way, because there are different way of writing it, but I will suggest in those people who are writing for the first time, you follow a 50-60 words para. 50-60 words para, what is the advantages? You count the para, you will get to it. Increase the para number. So if it is 10 para, it comes around 500 to 600 words. If it is a 20 para, that target is there. See, even if you write 900 words, there is no problem. UPSC is saying this range, but it's always good, since UPSC have set the word limit, try to come in that range. That will be always better. Follow that range, 1000 to 1200. Don't go beyond it. Follow that range, 1000 to, UPSC is not saying 1000, it's saying 1000 to 1200 words. Follow that word limit, okay? And in essay, the most important, so many things are there. I'll just wind up with this point, that have a very good conclusion. Conclusion is very, very important. Develop as many conclusions as possible for different questions, okay? And how you will end is very, very important. So again when you read material, when you read newspaper, if you find any good conclusions, note down. You can have one essay book. Okay, in essay book, what you can do is, what all you read at different time period, you can write down. If you see good statements, good conclusions, good quotations, good some things which you can, good examples, you can note down. But I'll give importance mainly for good conclusion. Conclusion have to be interlinked, and this conclusion will tell you whether you have ended the essay in a constructive manner. Always end the conclusion with so much of positivism, optimism, and you say that, okay, whatever it is, this problem can be solved, or this is the best way you can solve this issue, or give your suggestions if you are dealing with some problems that you can do. Okay, so follow this. See, I am could not able to discuss in detail regarding essay. I will take another half an hour, 1 hour when I will take any other topics, whether it is your essay or in ethics session. I will deal with that. But follow this also. Rule is start writing one essay a week. That's very important. Start those who are going to write, not for those students who are writing. You are also, if you are having time, you can do that. Start writing essay in a week. Those who are going to write next year, Sunday is holiday for you. Use Sunday, not for watching movie. Use Sunday to write an essay. Do it. Again, it will take, this 125 marks essay, you initially, give 3 hours. Don't write in 1.5 hours. Don't write, in examination time, you will get only 1.5 hours to write one essay. But in the initial practicing time, what you can do is, give 3 hours so that you learn, give your time to write very good essay. 3 hours, think about it and note down all the points. Write it in paragraph form. Start with an introduction. Again, you create good introductions. For any topic, don't come directly to the topic. See, this is a big mistake student does with essay. They directly come to the topic in the first para itself. Don't do it. come to the topic in the third para. Gradually you come to the topic. For example, in this question, this technology cannot replace manpower. Don't start with manpower or don't start with technology. In the first two para, this strategy you can adopt. In the first two para, come to the topic. How, what, or you can just give importance to the significance of manpower. In the third para, so what all manpower have done. You can say that okay, the wonders of the world or the achievements have happened. Take the case of you explaining that sending Mangalyaan to Mars is an achievement. It's related with technology, it is related with manpower. You just explain in the first para something like that. I'm just giving an idea, something like that you explain and come to the role the manpower played in achieving this mission, and then start explaining about manpower and then come to the technology point of view. Or I'm just giving an example only, and then relate things and you conclude. Conclusion in the sense that since you have taken, see, not only give example of, see, give all the dimension, not only sending a spacecraft to the space. Think about the achievements have done biotechnology, robotics, even nuclear research, all the technology which you have studied in GS3, bring it to it, and then, but you should not deviate from the question. The question is technology. It's true, technology cannot replace, the term is replacing manpower. Manpower can't be replaced. But what technology can do? Technology can supplement manpower by giving illustrations, by giving examples, by taking, so all those things you have to put, it is from the what you know. So it's very important. Don't read anything extra for essay. That's another important. That's why I told you take more time. What all things you have studied in GS 1, 2 and 3 with the same content, use it for your ethics, use it for your essay also, and that will make a very, very, very big difference. But for that to happen, I'm telling again and again and again, it requires time. You need to sit in your table, start writing. You will not write in the first, it will take 10 minutes, 15 minutes to start. But if you start sitting today itself, after 1 week you will start writing. Today you will be able to write only 50 words or 100 words. You keep on trying it tomorrow, then you understand that you have a problem. This is what is called a writer's block. In movie you used to say this. See, you have not practiced it. You know things, but you can't write. Practice it, sit. You need to set a time. You need to set a time for writing your answers, whether it is GS or for essay or ethics. So set a timetable. Every week, which day you are going to write essay. That time, you should not ensure that time you will not do any other activity. Set that. Set 2 days for case studies so that it will not clash. Then already you have a plan for optional and for GS. So without affecting this plan, and if you can execute this plan, for 110 days, I am assuring you, you will qualify mains. Keep this in mind again. Mains is not about knowledge or content, that is required, but mains is more than content and knowledge. That you will get, see, content and knowledge you will get from our material and from our classes. More than that, if you want to get good score in mains, what is required is you need to practice answers. You need to write answers. For that, start today itself, don't delay it. For those people who are writing next year also, start today itself. You will get an early advantage. Nobody can stop you from getting very good marks in mains next year. So there is nothing wrong. Don't think that next year October is my mains. Or those people who are writing that okay, the December mains this year, don't think that I have 110 days, let me study for first 50 days and then you will do it. You are gone. Please don't do it. Knowledge alone, I have seen this, I have experienced it. So keep this in mind, that as early as possible start writing. You will have a lot of problems in the initial 5 or 10 days, but after that you will enjoy, and if this process continues, nobody can stop you from clearing mains with good marks. Okay, so please follow it. Go through the instruction which had been given to you in the yesterday's session and today's session, and that will help you from tomorrow's session. Okay, so the main aim is writing answers daily, whether it is your optional. I know that I ask students to write optionals daily, they are not rating it. It's not my fault, you are doing a very big mistake. Don't you think that you are going to read more, there is no point in it. You read as much you can, but compulsorily you write answers, and basically this will make a very big difference. So keep your spirit, be positive, ensure that you will do it this year or next year with that confidence and with self-belief. You work hard, nobody can stop you. Okay.